Okay, it's 11 o'clock. We will get started. So, Madeline and I put together a little presentation for a little social media workshop. We're going to cover a bunch of things from what time to post on social media to what to post and Instagram Reels and all of that good stuff. Um, so first, the real thing that we should note is what is a business account versus what is a personal account. So they're two different things, and it's kind of just up to your preference which one you use. So it kind of is going off of these five like goals that you want to set. So your personal social media account is a space for self-expression and for you to connect with your friends and family and things like that. While your business account still can be a place for self-expression, but it's more of a tool that you're going to use to generate leads, build your brand awareness, and kind of drive engagement to your overall brand. So it's going to depend on if you want to merge those together or if you want to keep them separate. The next is going to be the audience. So your personal social media audience usually consists of family and friends, while your business audience is more of potential clients, existing clients, and it can also have your family and friends in there as well. But this is kind of going to be addressing the specific needs of your clients and potential clients. So market updates, new listings, open houses. A lot of people do post that kind of stuff on their personal account if they don't have a business account. But if you want to have your business account, this is what your tailored content should be. So, your tone, your business account should always remain a professional tone that aligns with your brand identity, while your personal social media can be a more relaxed and in like account that just is kind of showcasing your life, what you're doing, and things like that. A lot of times, like, you won't be posting like bikini photos per se on your business account. A lot of times you'll be posting that on your personal account, like, oh, I'm in Mexico or I'm in Florida, things like that. It kind of is up to your decision, though. Like what I was saying before, is that you're going to be able to decide whether you want your business and your personal to be two separate accounts or you'd rather have them just be one account. I'm trying to think of an example, like newbie for say, his personal and his business are all one account. So he'll post on his like Instagram story his family photos or doing things with his family, but he'll also still be posting like open house next week, like come stop by. So it kind of depends on what you want to do. Your frequency, your personal social media tends to be just more spontaneous posts like, oh, I'm on vacation or I went out to dinner with some friends, while your business account should be scheduled, which we'll talk about later, should be very consistent and should be engaging with your audience. So is going to be a lot more posting on your business account versus on your personal account. And then metrics. So on personal social media accounts, like when you're using Meta, which is like Instagram and Facebook, your personal account, you won't be able to tell the metrics. You'll be able to see how many likes you get, how many comments you get, and how many followers you get. But if you switch your account over to a business account, then you'll really be able to track way more. So you'll be able to see the engagement rates, how many times somebody has clicked on, like, let's say you put something on your Instagram story, you'll be able to tell how many times people have clicked on that post and how long they've spent on the post and different things like that. So it really just depends on what you're feeling if you want to do the accounts merged or if you want to do the accounts separate. So, does anybody have any questions about that so far?
Bella, I would just comment like there's no right or wrong answer. It's really a personal choice in terms of, do you want to keep your business accounts separate than your personal accounts? Would you rather combine them? I know a lot of agents that I talk to, they say, well, I'm friends with so many people on Facebook and I have so many followers on Instagram that I don't want to lose that I already have that audience established. And so they decide to just go the route where they just have one account that they're utilizing. They don't have a separate business page. So again, it's really a personal decision. And I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. So hopefully a lot of this just kind of gives you that insight into, okay, what are the pros and cons? What's important to me? And then you decide from there.
Yeah, that's 100% true. And with that being said, you are able to switch your personal account to a business account in Meta. So, like, let's say you just want to keep everything just on the same account that's already established. You can still flip a little switch, and that will allow you to track all the metrics as a business account, even if it's still like your same personal social media account. So, that's just something to keep in mind, and we can walk you through and show you how to do that as well. Uh, Was there? Oh, wait, no, that was, I was like, I feel like I got a message, but that was a Slack message, not a Google message. Okay, so how often should you be posting to be effective? So finding the right frequency, can often be hard because you don't want to feel like you're posting too much and that like you're starting to annoy people. But then also you don't want to be like super inactive where like you post once in a blue moon and then people are like, oh, you're still on here. Um, so it's kind of just something that you have to figure out for yourself. So you just have to post a lot and see how your audience is taking it. Um, and then like maybe post a little, see how they're taking it. It's kind of just going to be tailored to your own followers and how much they're going to be engaging. So that's just something that you will have to like kind of test out for say to see how that's going to work. But with that being said, on Facebook, these are just like statistics. So this isn't the right answer. This is just what statistics have said. On Facebook, 3 to 4 posts a day for business accounts and 1 to 2 posts a day for professional accounts are good targets. I am going to say for my professional account, I don't even post 1 to 2 times a week. So this is really kind of just like a general thing that they're pulling from everybody who uses these sites. The Facebook algorithm does favor frequent posting, so it is better to post more than to post less. And then for Instagram, 2 to 3 times daily for brands and influencers is typically what you see, which if you think about it, like the influencers that you do follow, they do post that much. They do lots of Instagram stories, maybe not like posts on their feed, but a lot of stories and things like that, which tends to be really easy. I would say for agents to do is posting a bunch on your story because let's say you see an open house that's happening this weekend, you can repost it. And if you have your accounts linked, which Madeline will talk about later, it's automatically going to just post for, if you're posting it on Instagram, like on your story, it'll automatically go to your Facebook story. So that's really nice because you only will have to kind of focus on just one specific platform instead of having to be like, okay, I just reposted this on Instagram. Now I have to flip over to my Facebook and quickly repost this. Um, for LinkedIn, this is going to be more of a professional network. I know that Willis has actually just started a little LinkedIn group chat thing within the app that a bunch of agents are a part of. So when they post on LinkedIn, they'll send in their post into the group chat, and everyone in the group chat will go and engage with this post. If this is something that you're interested in doing, you can feel free to reach out to me and I can get you all set up to be in this little group. But LinkedIn is going to be more of a professional network. So lots of companies do post like 1 to 2 times a day and 3 to 4 times for professional profiles is recommended. I rarely use LinkedIn. Like I just use it honestly to see what, like if other people like have gotten a job or things like that to see what they're doing like from my friends. I don't really post on LinkedIn. But this could be a good platform to tap into if you haven't been using it and want to know just a little bit more. Um, it might be something good to test out. So, posting too much on LinkedIn can potentially feel a little spammy or promotional. So, you really want to be very precise with what you're posting. And it also helps that we have this little group that will go and engage with your post so that people will see that you have likes on it, you have comments on it, you have reshares, things like that. So if you have any questions about the LinkedIn, reach out to me and I can help you with that as well. So when should you schedule posts? So like I said, a lot of account like business accounts and things like that will have their posts scheduled out. We at Keller Williams sometimes schedule our posts out, like the birthday posts. We'll schedule them for a month in advance so that we know that they're always going to go out at the certain time on the right day, and it's just easy squared away. On Meta Business Suite, which is an online, I'm not quite sure if they have an app for it, but I know for sure that it's online. When you go to schedule your post, it'll tell you your users, like in the photo that I have right here, your users are most active at this time, these times on these days. And then on Instagram, they're most active at these times on this days. So this is something to really, it's actually like so nice and it's really kind of crazy that they're able to track this information, but they're going to be able to tell you like, more like a certain amount of your Instagram and Facebook followers are going to be on Instagram and are going to see this post if you're posting it at this time. This is kind of nice to know if you want to get like a lot of engagement on your posts and want a lot of people to see them. This is just an awesome tool to use. There's also another one called Hootsuite that you're able to use. Um, that will tell you as well, like, oh, your users are most active at this time on Wednesdays. Um, but it's just something to notice, like take note of. You obviously like don't have to post at this time on these days. And if you want your account to be like really in the moment, I'm doing something right now and it's awesome, I'm going to post about it, obviously post it. This is just if you want stuff to be scheduled out. Like I know we have a lot of just like filler posts for say through the marketing concierge. So that might be something that you can use to schedule out in advance. That way you like know for sure that this post about the housing market is going to go live on Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Instagram, and a lot of my followers are active at that time. So, what should you be posting on social media? This is honestly up to you, but I have a couple things that would be awesome for real estate agents to be posting. So, property showcases, those are always great. You get some really nice listing photos. You're like, oh my gosh, I love this. I'm going to be posting this on my Instagram. That's a great way to showcase your listing, as well as having like being active on your social media. I know Newbie does like a weekly real estate crush type thing, and that's like a listing that's live that he likes, and he does like a little blip about it. Client testimonials are also really nice to post. As you can see in Charlie Walker's right here, he has client reviews actually pinned on his account. So that is like when somebody is going to look at his profile, the very first thing they see is client testimonials. That's just a nice way for people who aren't really sure who you are and don't follow you when they click on your account and see it, they're like, oh, okay, like this is a reputable guy. He really knows what he's talking about. Clearly, these people that have worked with him in the past were very pleased with working with him. You can also you can create those on your own, or you can send them into the marketing concierge, and we can also create those for you and make them tailored to your own brand. Something else that you should be posting are open house announcements. So let's say you just got a listing, you're having 4 open houses this weekend, all at different times, and you want people to know about them, post it on your Instagram story or your Facebook story. That's a great way for people to see it and be like, oh, okay, good to know this open house is happening on Wednesdays from 2 to 1 and from 4 to 5 and Sundays from blah, 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 blah. You understand what I'm saying. But we actually just started as Keller Williams Milwaukee. We started posting the open houses on ours as well. And I know that Lake Country posts open like weekend open houses as well. So you can always like repost that to your story to be like, okay, these are all the open houses in the general Keller Williams Milwaukee system that are like going live this weekend. Or you can just repost your own, like, I'm hosting an open house on this day. Market updates are also nice to have in there. These can just be filler posts. Like I said, you can schedule out in advance so that you know something is going to be coming out about them on Wednesdays or whatever. You can get those market updates from us in the marketing concierge, or you can do them yourself. It's honestly up to you. Educational content. I think it's really awesome when I know like Cream City is actually doing this right now. They're doing like the ABCs of mortgage or something. And it's like once a week they're posting like I think they actually just posted one. It's like E is for escrow. And you kind of just like update your audience on your social medias what that is because a lot of time like you guys are obviously experts at all of the real estate terminologies and what they all mean, but a lot of times your followers aren't. So it's good to have those to be posting so that people understand, like, oh, okay, this is what an earnest money is, or this is what, I don't know, a buyer agency agreement is. So that's nice to have scheduled to be posted on your social medias so that it's just updating your audience. Behind the scenes content is also super popular. I know Jessica does a lot of this. Um, and I think Emily Walzak does this also, but it's kind of just like a day in the life of a real estate agent. Here's what I'm doing today. I had team meeting this morning, and then after team meeting, I had to run to an open house, like kind of just going through what you did in your day. And that's also a good way to connect with your audience to be like, okay, this is a real person. This isn't just like somebody on Instagram who I can't relate to. It's a good way to really connect with your followers. Polls and questions are also really popular to do on your stories. It can honestly be like so simple as like posting two different bedrooms that are completely different and being like, which one are you more drawn to? And then like people will click like, oh, I'm more drawn to one or I'm more drawn to two. They're super fun and then they kind of get your client like or your audience to like start thinking and being like more engaged with your personal like your accounts and things like that. So that's also something to keep in mind. A lot of agents do it. And I highly recommend it because I personally click on the polls and like go through and be like, oh, I'm more drawn to this or I'm more drawn to this. Another thing is video tours. Charlie Walker is the king of video tours. Emily Walzak and Abigail also do a great job at doing video tours. So if you are like wanting to know what those look like, just look them up on Instagram. I have their Instagrams like right here on the side, just screenshots of them. But video tours are super engaging and they're a really great way to showcase properties. Um, I think it's really awesome when like you're doing your own and like showing like this is a new listing that I have that just went live instead of doing listing photos, which are always great, but doing like a little video walkthrough of the house is also super cool and a good way for people to better visualize the property that you have listed. Do you guys have any questions about that? No. Okay. Oh gosh, what's going on? So next, Madeline is going to take over from here.
Awesome. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna do a little deep dive into videos and reels. They're my favorite part of Instagram just because you can be really, really creative and there's so many options and routes that you can go. So next slide. Cool. So some of the benefits of videos and reels. You can reach a way bigger audience when you post on a public Instagram account, when you're posting a video or a reel. The Instagram algorithm prefers reels over posts, and it's more likely that your reel will show up on the For You page, which I kind of have pictured on the right. Anybody can see a For You page, and the more that you're posting reels and the more activity that you get, the more likely that that For You page is going to feature your Instagram reel, which is super nice because then people who don't necessarily follow you but are interested in real estate or buying a house, they'll see your reel and then they can find your profile from that and discover you, which is cool. Increased engagement and accessibility. So reels are really, really interactive. It allows people to like, comment, share, and repost your comment or your content, which can kind of also put your platform on like somebody else's page. So let's say Newbie did a collab with Charlie, they can kind of repost each other's reels and it drives traffic to both of their websites or both of their Instagram pages because they're both tagged with each other and they collaborated, which is super nice. It allows you to add a personal touch. Reels provide the perfect opportunity to showcase your personal style and creativity. You can, for the most part, Reels use music. So if you have a specific genre that you prefer, you can use that as your backdrop. And your content becomes way more engaging. Think of it kind of as like a jingle. People remember the music and they'll remember the content and they'll remember you as a realtor. And also using trending music and sounds can increase the likelihood of your post reaching a larger audience because songs will go super, super viral and people will just kind of search for that song and then your reel will show up, which again, your audience bigger, you know? Um, let's see. Um, unlike Instagram stories, which I'm pretty sure they're only 60 seconds long, Reels can be up to 3 minutes, which is super nice because that length can be a perfect amount of time to teach your audience, as Bella was saying, about something that they don't necessarily know, like what can a buyer's agent do for you, or the process of going through an open house, things like that. And it was recently, I think the beginning of January, it was extended to 3 minutes. I think it was only 90 seconds. So it's a nice length, especially when you're doing virtual walkthroughs, because a lot of the times, like, you want to show cool parts of the house. And I feel like 90 seconds is not long enough. That being said, think about the content that you're posting, because I know I struggle with fully watching a 3-minute video because that can be a lot. So if you have enough engaging content to make a 3-minute video worth it, that's awesome. But I would kind of stick to the 60 to 90 range because people tend to zone out. So make sure that your most important information is in the beginning of the clip, just in case they do end up closing out of that. And then it also, establishes you as an expert. Video content builds a sense of authenticity and credibility. Clients are more likely to trust agents that they feel that they know on social media. So if you're constantly popping up and talking to them on video reels, they're like, oh yeah, I feel like I know this agent. I feel more comfortable reaching out to them if I am interested in buying or listing my home. You become way more approachable, and in a way you're creating stronger bonds with your audience, even though you're not necessarily connecting with them one-on-one. And then also collaborating with other agents too can further enhance your credibility of partnering with somebody who's really good at open house reels versus somebody who's better at, I don't know, explaining certain parts of the process. So you can always collab with people to enhance your credibility. And then lastly, hashtags. Hashtags are your best friend when it comes to finding specific niches for people. So hashtags and reels will help. Like if somebody is looking for houses in Mequon, Instagram is very aware that you're searching in that general area. So if you use the hashtag Mequon, the likelihood of it showing up either on their For You page or just while they're scrolling is so much higher because of the way that the algorithm works. Instagram will target somebody specific, if that makes sense. I think I'm explaining that correctly. But a good rule of thumb with the hashtags is, yes, you should use a few, but don't overdo it. It's kind of off-putting when you scroll down to the bottom of a comment and see that there's like 25 hashtags. That's just way too many hashtags. You don't need that many. I would suggest probably like 5 is a good amount, using realtor or maybe location or maybe open house, something specific to what you're posting. Try to be less general. So I'm just gonna close this door. And pro tip, it doesn't stop with the video. There's always more ways to engage with the people. You can post your video to your story. You can engage with the people in your comments. You can share it. There's always a little share option to, send it out to other platforms, but making sure that you're always in the comments because people will see you as more of a, somebody that they can talk to versus just putting up a video and then leaving it be. Awesome. So now that we know why you should post videos, here are some of our preferred editing software. So Instagram and Facebook, be honest with you, I rarely use the Facebook editor. I do majority of my stuff in Instagram and then post it to Facebook, but it's laid out very similarly. So Instagram, it's built in. So if you're just to go to post a reel, all of this stuff will pop up. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to download another app. It's super quick and easy. You can create a reel from either a bunch of photos or already edited videos. And you just kind of go through and select like, oh, I want these photos and then this video in this order. And then Instagram has a cool feature where you can sync it to an audio. So let's say I like the song Happy. It'll kind of go through the pictures to the beat of the song Happy, which can be really fun if you have a catchy song or a ton of video or a ton of content that you need to get through in a shorter amount of time. It is very similar to the layout of posting an Instagram story. So there'll be all of the buttons where you can put the little geotags and you can put overlay of text and tag people. It looks honestly identical to an Instagram story. So it makes it very simple and super easy to use. Next is TikTok. TikTok is ideal for people who are looking to do the trends and the challenges. And it's super easy to create content on the go, if that makes any sense. So you have an idea in your head, but you don't know how many takes it's going to take you to do. TikTok is the app for you because you can film something and then let's say you mess up, you can delete a portion of it and then continue on filming. So you don't have to have this perfectly edited video all ready to go. TikTok will kind of help you out with that.
I have a quick question, sorry, around just like when it comes to if I want to do like Instagram and TikTok, is there like a good way to share them? Like with, because it's always like something weird if I try to download from Instagram. Do you guys have any tool of like where you could post both?
Yes. So it's way easier to go from TikTok to Instagram than it is to go from Instagram to TikTok. So
Okay, that's good to know.
yeah, so if you were to post a TikTok, it'll automatically give you the option to share it to Instagram.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah, and so that makes it easier. And actually, CapCut is I'll just talk about that now, is so TikTok created CapCut. It's kind of in a way a video editing, but it has all of these templates and you can kind of plug and play with it, which is really fun. It'll have like a 30-second template that has 27 pictures in it and you just put in your own pictures. And that app in particular is meant to go to both TikTok and Instagram. So that one is
Okay.
very friendly for both of them. And it'll, again, give you the option to download it and send it to either TikTok or Instagram.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And then I guess a little bit more about CapCut is there's literal millions and millions of pre-made video templates. So you can kind of go in there and say, I don't know, open house 50 pictures, and it'll have a song and it'll have somebody has already created transitions and little placeholders for all of your videos or pictures, and it puts it all together and it looks super clean and you really don't have to do anything except for select pictures and then download it. And sometimes they'll have text over it, which you can edit, but I highly recommend CapCut for just like pre-made, super easy, no-brainer things. InShot is super popular, but it's definitely more of an advanced photo editing software. It's really, they call it user-friendly, but it's definitely more advanced than a CapCut or an Instagram. And it allows you to really get into the nitty-gritty of video editing. So you can trim your videos, you can, split them and delete tiny little sections, you can merge clips, you can play with the speed. So if you want to do like slow-mo or like a sped up something in shot, that's your choice right there. And then lastly, Canva. I go back and forth on whether I recommend Canva. It's pretty straightforward, but it can just be really tedious sometimes. Like if you are going to post a video of 50 pictures in a row, I wouldn't use Canva. It's great for short little clips, or like you wanted to do some cool overlay or some graphical movement, but I really wouldn't use Canva to do major video editing skills. Plus, it's just like it can sometimes get hard to move things and things don't sit where you want them to. I have a love and hate relationship with Canva, but anyway. Any other questions on Reels? Cool. Content calendar. So Bella touched a little bit on a content calendar. You can go to the next page. These are two examples of a content calendar. You can do this online. You can do it. I personally like to do it on a printout sheet of paper where you just print out a calendar and kind of write down all of the things that you want to do. But a content calendar is super, super, super helpful to plan ahead and stay organized. It basically, you take a calendar and you can write, oh, I want to do on Mondays a home buyer tip, but I want to make sure that I'm posting that on Instagram and on Facebook. And then maybe Monday night on Instagram story only, I'm going to post about me on my Instagram story. So it can kind of help you get a bigger picture of things and also make sure that you're not forgetting about anything. It creates consistency because a calendar can ensure that you have something for every single day, because I know that it's really hard to wake up and just think, oh my God, what am I going to post today? So if you take the time and sit down and write it all out, you're not freaking out in the morning like, oh, I got to have something posted by 11 o'clock because I know that's when my users are most active. And it also, again, helps you create consistency. If you always know what you're posting, you're not gonna forget to post. Boost efficiency. So if you can plan out majority of your things at the beginning of the month and you don't have to worry about it, then you can do all of the other fun real estate things. So you don't have to worry about your social media stuff, which can give you peace of mind. Also, oh, I can also make sure that you're mixing things up. I feel like a lot of the times agents will get good at something specific, like open house videos, and they'll only post that. It's really important that you're mixing up your content, like Bella gave all of those examples earlier. It's just nicer to see that you have a variety of things on your page, and other than just like the same thing over and over again. And with the calendar, that can help you stay on top of things. And it can also, I mean, like a lot of the times I'll forget about a holiday. So if you look at the calendar and you see like, oh, there's Valentine's Day, I want to do some like an event for Valentine's Day, you can start a countdown, and a calendar will kind of help you plan out like, oh, I need to start my countdown on Monday and do all of these things to make sure that by Valentine's Day, everyone knows what's happening. And then a little bit about this planner on the left. This is Meta's planner. I literally just screenshotted our Keller Williams posting schedule. It's not fully built out, as you can see, but you can kind of tell when we've scheduled to post. So all of those Facebook posts are probably just like the birthday posts. And I don't know what the Instagram posts are, to be honest with you, but that's just an example of a way that you can use Meta. And it's not its own platform. You have to go to it through Facebook, but you can do all of your social media planning here. instead of writing it out. And that way you can schedule all of the stuff to go out and not even have to worry about it. So if you have all this pre-made content, just start scheduling it out in this calendar and it'll go out and you literally don't even have to worry about it. It's fantastic. Yeah. And then lastly, this is how you connect an account. So this is on Instagram. If you go to your account center, you can kind of see, I already have my profiles together. So if you were to click that profile, it would ask you to add an account, as you can kind of see on the sharing across profiles. I have my Instagram set up where it does not automatically share my posts or my story. So if you wanted those two to be linked, you would kind of toggle that bar. There's also an option if you wanted to do it post by post. If you were to go through a normal way of posting on Instagram, at the very, very bottom, it'll say connected accounts. And then you can click that and you can decide to post that specific one to Facebook or to Instagram if you're on Facebook. So that way, if if you haven't decided whether or not your Facebook is separate from your Instagram, but you wanted that specific post on both, you can toggle it back and forth, which is really nice to have options like that. And I think that was all for me.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Are there any questions that you guys have related to like content calendars or linking your accounts? Not so much. Totally
I
get
think
what?
I said I think I'm good. If I have any more questions, so you guys just recommend if you want to post on TikTok and Instagram consistently to just do it on TikTok first and then just download. There's not like a software you guys use to do both, I guess you could say.
I think that I don't think you can schedule both in Meta. In Hootsuite, though, I think you are able to schedule Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, like
Hootsuite?
TikTok, all
Okay.
of that.
That one
But
is a paid service,
Yeah.
though, I believe.
That one is
Okay.
that one you have to have like a subscription to. So yeah, I just would recommend, like Madeline was saying, doing it in TikTok,
TikTok and then
transferring it over to Instagram.
right.
okay.
Or CapCut. And I know
Yeah.
CapCut has a little watermark, but if you post it to TikTok, it will automatically get rid of the watermark because they're owned by TikTok. And then you can
Okay.
Instagram.
Okay. All right. You guys have all the tricks. I like it.
Yeah, and I wanted to touch on also when Madeline was saying the using Canva for like video editing. I have tried in the past to do like actual videos in there, and it's really difficult. So use CapCut or use TikTok. The only things that I've like successfully been able to actually create in Canva have been like posts that have like words on them that like video like to the next one, to the next one, and they all get out of line, and it's just not a great tool. So like she was saying, Canva is not it for video editing.
Yeah. The one time I would use Canva for like a video would almost be a story, and it's not even a video, it's more of just graphics kind of coming in and coming out. That's about all I would use Canva for their video editing. It's really hard, nitpicky.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, do we have any other questions from our other friends who are on the call? No? All right. Well, all right. Well, I think that was it for today. If you guys have any other questions or anything related to this, you can always just message Madeline and I. We're more than happy to help you guys with any of this. And the recording will also be on YouTube, so you can watch it back.
And I'm also just going to quickly plug the Marketing Concierge. We are your go-to girls. We are also working on our social media branding, like rebranding of the social media branding post. So in there, it'll be updated monthly. There'll be fun kind of social media holidays like National Popcorn Day or Share a Smile Day there will be a monthly market update, and then there will also be things to do around Ozaki County, Milwaukee County. So look for that coming, I think, next week.
Coming soon.
Yay. Thanks, Bella. Thanks, Madeline.